Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello and good morning. Welcome to Entry channel. This is Ashima, and in this video we'll be talking about daily current affairs. That is, we'll be talking about the daily news events. Now here in the video we'll be talking about the news events in a bit of details so that it is helpful for all the examinations. So it is not completely an exam oriented one, or we are orienting towards a particular examination. This is a daily healthy discussion about the daily news events, right? So it will be helpful for all the examinations. But if you are preparing for a certain examination and also want the questions which will be on the level of the examination, for that purpose, you can take a daily current affairs quiz which happens on the app of Entri. So Entri app is there, or you can find it on Google Play Store. You can download it from there, and there you will find daily current affairs quiz which will be there, about 10 to 15 questions varying upon the day, and variable time is going to be there according to the questions. So it will help you keep in tab with the timing and the questions and keep in touch with the news events as well. Right, so you can download the app. But here we'll be beginning on our news events. The first one which we'll be talking about is Billamora Line. Now, what exactly is this line? Where exactly it is? So this is first of all, it is 107-year old, and it is a narrow gauge railway line in Gujarat. As you can see in the picture, this is of the same line. Now, it is one out of the 5 routes that Indian Railways has identified as industrial heritage, because first of all, it is a narrow gauge line and it is still functioning. That makes it something unique. When was this line started? It was basically when princely states used to exist. That was during the Gaikwad dynasty. Gaikwad dynasty is the time when this line was established. Right, so at that time, the prince of in the princely state of Baroda in 1913, this was established. It was laid down by British, but Gaikwad Baroda State Railway owned it, and it is under them that this was formed. Right now, where is it being used? First of all, it comes under Western Railways. Right, as of now, if we talk about the zone, it comes under the Western Railway zone. And why is it being scrapped, or what was it used for earlier? Now, it had hardly 2 trips a day and was basically used by the tribals of the area for basically bringing their produce to the market. Right, so there were very uneven timings, or you can say not fixed routes or timing was there. Depending on the number of tickets sold, the train used to run. That is why it has been discontinued now, because it is because the government cannot hold or withhold the expenses that this train is bringing. Right, so because of the economic constraints that the Indian Railways is facing, this is going to be scrapped down or closed. Likewise, there are 11 such lines which have been identified as of now that are going to be scrapped. Right? This was an industrial heritage though. The 11 lines are Nadian Badran, Ankleshwar Rajpipla, Boriavi Junction, Vattal Swaminarayan, Kosamba Umrapan, Samlya Timba, Jaginda Terang, Chichapura, Tankal, and Chota Upepur, Jambusa. These are a few ones. Now, the last 3 which you see over Billimora Wangai, Chandan Malsar, and Choranda Moti Koral. These are narrow gauge lines which are going to be scrapped. These are the narrow gauge lines, just as we saw Billimora Wagai, and the rest are the other lines which are going to be closed as of now, or going to be shut down by Western Railways. All of these are of Western Railways, and all of these are going to be shut down, and this has been approved by the Railway Board also, right? Now, apart from that, Western Railways has also announced that all the narrow gauge lines are going to be shut down as of now, because they are uneconomic. Right? As of now, they're just consuming more money, uneconomic, and due to the economic constraints, they're going to be permanently shut down. So this is permanent for narrow gauge lines, right? Then we move ahead to COVID Vaccine Intelligence Network, or COVID, and COVID 2020. Now, what is over here? And recently, you might have seen that the guidelines had come out of COVID vaccine. So regarding that, now there is an intelligence network also which has been created, and an app which has been created. So this is basically a digital platform for vaccination delivery program. So this, for this particular program of COVID vaccine, now this vaccination program is very important. So for that purpose, all the ministries of the cabinet, or you can say all the ministries of the government, have been put to work to bring you can say even distribution and proper utilization of the vaccine. Right, so there are about 23 ministries which are there, and all those ministries have been put to work for this. Right now, this intelligence network will be used to track the enlisted beneficiaries as per the guidelines. So the beneficiaries are supposed to be, or the hierarchy of beneficiaries. For that purpose, all the tracking is going to be done. Why tracking is needed? Because this vaccination program will be done in two times or two doses. That is, one a dose will be given, and then 4 weeks later another dose is supposed to be given. So supposedly there's going to be two dosage which is going to be done. So for that, tracking needs to be done, but whether the vaccine is being helpful or not, and if it's not creating any side effect on the people. Right. For that purpose, tracking is required, and for that tracking purpose, this COVID has been created. Similarly, COVID 20 has been created. COVID 20 is a mobile application or app which has been developed to record the vaccine data from the database of the healthcare workers and the registration of the vaccine. Now, what is the, you can say, first of all, we'll be talking about the guidelines, as we haven't talked about that yet. So, what is going to be the hierarchy in which it is going to be given? So, first priority is going to be the healthcare workers, right? So, first of all, definitely the frontline workers or the healthcare workers. After that, person who are above 50 years, then frontline workers. So first healthcare, then people greater than 50 years, and then frontline workers. Next, people younger than 50 but who have multiple diseases or subsequent diseases, or comorbidities are there, that is separate another disease is existing or coexisting, right? And then the remaining population is going to be there which will receive the vaccine. This is how it is going to be done, and for that purpose digital platform and everything has been created. Apart from that, there is an expert group also by the name National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration for COVID-19, and that group is called NEGCAC. This, as we say, this has been created to introduce vaccination to states and union territories. So this expert group has been created. It will introduce it in the whole country, introduce the vaccine in whole country. Now, as for the COVID app, it is something similar to Even. Even had started in 2015. It is electronic vaccine intelligence network system for all the vaccines basically. So COVID is a part of Even, or a specialization of Even, which categorically talks about only COVID vaccine. Right, so it's an extension of Even. Even was started in 2015 for bringing more logistics into the vaccination programs, right? And also management of cold storage chains that are there, cold storage points which are there for all the vaccination, or get the vaccine storage points, right? And it is basically to support the universal immunization program of India. The government of India has a global immunization program. So in support of that, this was launched. Right. Next, we have Western Sahara conflict. Now, this conflict has taken a new phase when United States President Donald Trump recently agreed or took side of Morocco in this dispute. And why was it done? So that Morocco will open the diplomatic relations with Israel. This is the fourth country now, fourth country to open the diplomatic relations with Israel. Before this, Bahrain and UAE have already done that, and we have seen about that also when Abraham Accord was signed, right? So at that time, Bahrain and UAE had done, and then Sudan also did it, and now the fourth country to do this, to make peaceful relations with Israel, is Morocco. And why has Morocco done it? Because United States of America has agreed that this conflicted area which is there of Western Sahara, this is a part of Morocco. right? Now, why is this conflict and between whom? So one is Morocco side, we know that is Kingdom of Morocco. The other side is Polisario front. As you can see, Polisario over here. So it is Polisario front and Kingdom of Morocco. Both of them have a fight over the area, right? When this dispute, when this area had come to force, or when this independence had come to force, this whole area was divided into three parts between three people, right? So before that, Polisario Front is a Sahrawi rebel national liberation movement that aims to end the Moroccan presence in Western Sahara, because the people of the area were never given a referendum altogether. That is, people were not given a choice as to which side they want to go with, right? Now, for 3 decades, this whole dispute was silent, it was dormant. But because there was a 1991 ceasefire that had happened. Ceasefire happened in 1991. After that, this whole dispute was silenced, right? And as per the ceasefire agreement, a referendum was supposed to happen. But because of the disagreements with Morocco, the referendum never took place. But ceasefire was still applicable, and therefore nothing of such took place, right? Now this dispute has been backed by United States to the Moroccan side, right? Now the three territories that I was talking about, there were three territories in which it was divided. One was Mauritania. So we can see over here, one was, as you can see over here, right here, Mauritania was there, right? One was Morocco, which we have as of now, and one was a Polisario front, that was Polisario held, right? Now this is the Western Saharan region which Morocco has captured, and United States supports it, right? Or has been given a back for the purpose. So this conflict is of international, again this is the third conflict we are talking about this year, so you need to have an idea about it. Before that, we had a dispute which happened in Azerbaijan region or somewhere, and now we have dispute over here, both being important. Then we have Project Loon. Now, what was this Project Loon? First of all, it is a project of Google, right? What is the purpose? Provide internet connectivity in even the remote parts of the world. How? Using such balloons. These balloons are going to be used to provide internet connectivity in even the remote parts, right? Why has it come to news? Because last year such balloons were put into force, and it's been 312 days that these balloons are still functional. That is, they're still in their place. So it is the longest stratospheric flight by staying in air for 312 days. What is the dimensions of these balloons? This is 15 meters wide, 12 meters tall. How is it going to function? First of all, these balloons are going to be 20 kilometers away from from the surface of Earth. Now, there's going to be a device being attached to the balloon, right? So, a software is going to be first of all set up, which will move them to or place them on atmosphere. That is where it should be present, so that the winds do not affect it, or the right winds are there, right? Then each balloon beam will provide internet connection because of the antennas which will receive that, right? So antennas, why antennas is going to receive, and that is going to be perceived by the people, right? So it is going to provide Wi-Fi connection because of the software. It's a device which is going to be present on the balloon. So via this remote connectivity of good quality internet will be there for all around the world, right? So this project is, you can say, coming to force right now, or it's taking a new shape because now the number of days has increased, right? And there's a possibility that it might come to force soon. Now, what are these balloons? The inflatable part of balloon, that is the white portion called, it is known as balloon envelope. This region is known as balloon envelope, right? Now, next we have is green ammonia. What is green ammonia? Green ammonia means the production of ammonia is such that there is no resultant, you can say, harmful product related to it. So, Why has it come to news? Because government of India is planning towards bringing in green ammonia projects in India. Right now we are dependent. We are importing that ammonia. But government of India wants that we should be able to produce that ammonia. For that purpose, government of India is inviting bids for the production. Right. So as per the recent projects that have come forward, bids have been started and they'll be conducted by SECI or Solar Energy Corporation of India Limited. Now, where do we consume green ammonia? Basically, ammonia consumption are in urea and ammonium phosphate. But what exactly is green ammonia? Green ammonia is ammonia which has been produced through a process that is 100% renewable and carbon free. Now, if you look at this process, water, air, renewable energy is being used. Either electrolysis is done or a separate unit is set up where hydrogen and nitrogen can be taken. So, from air, nitrogen is taken, from water, hydrogen is taken. Both of them are mixed in Haber-Bosch process, and via this green ammonia can be produced. What is the current method? Currently, we use a steam methane reforming or SMR method. Now, this method is not quite good because in this process, 90% of carbon dioxide is produced. 90% CO2 is produced via this method. So, it is not green ammonia because there is a side product. Whereas in Haber process that we have seen over here, in this, in high pressure and temperature, the reaction of nitrogen and hydrogen takes place, and therefore there is no, you can say, carbon which is emitted, because under high temperature and pressure only hydrogen and nitrogen are reacting. No involvement of carbon is there. Right, therefore it doesn't produce any carbon, and therefore it does not have any side product. If we have a look at it, water and air are used via electrolysis or separation unit. Hydrogen, nitrogen are produced, Haber-Bosch process, and ammonia is produced. What are the uses as of now? Currently, we use it in fertilizers and industrial products, but there are potential uses as fuel, as power generation, or for energy storage and other such purposes. Right, there are possible uses that are being developed. So, for that purpose, India is trying that we get development projects in India only so that we don't have to import ammonia. Right, but as of now, it is expected that till 2022 we will import, but later on there's a possibility that we do not need to import it. Right, then we have Himalayan Sero. Now, why has this come to news? It has come to news because it was earlier declared extinct. From last 12 years, we have not spotted a single Himalayan Sero, and as of now, in a few just in yesterday, they were sighted, they were seen, and they were captured, or you can say by a picture, they were captured by the local authorities or wildlife authorities over there. Right, so it has been seen that they have not been seen from a long time, but recently they have been captured, and they were captured in Spiti Valley of Himachal Pradesh. So they can ask you in examination, where is a Spiti Valley? So Spiti Valley is in Himachal Pradesh, and over there these were spotted. These are very shy animals, and they are a kind of mixture of. See, if you look at the picture, it is somewhat of a mixture of goat and a cow and a donkey and a pig. So it's something which resembles all of them, right? So it is a very unique one, and only in Asia do we find seros. Otherwise, we don't find seros anywhere else. They are only found in Asia. Now, if we talk about Spiti Valley, in the word Spiti Valley, Spiti means middle land. So it is land between Tibet and India. Spiti Valley is between Tibet and India, and Spiti means middle land. So it is in middle of Tibet and India. Right, then we have UNEP's 2020 Young Champions of the Earth Award. Now these awards were given for 7 people, so 7 dynamic environmentalists have been chosen for this award as of now. So let's have a look at who the awardees are. First, we have Nizambi Matai of Kenya. Now, why has she been given? The award has been given for low cost construction materials from recycled plastic waste and sand. So for that, since she's a material engineer, so for that purpose, she has received the award. Then we have Zhao Ren of China for developing an application that will educate the people of rural areas that where the sources of clean water is. It will help them educate about from where they can get clean water or drinkable water. So it will help enhance the quality, right? Quality of life, we can say. Then Vidyut Mohan of India, he is a winner of India, very important for examination. Vidyut Mohan of India has built affordable and portable biomass upgrading equipment, and for that purpose, he has been awarded. Now, Vidyut Mohan is the co-founder of Takachar. Takachar. He is the founder of Takachar and has built this upgrading equipment. Now, this equipment will help farmers to prevent open burning of crops. Right. Next, we have Lefters Arpakis of Greece, who is a founder of Inelia, right? And this is basically Inelia trains and empowers the local fishing community to collect plastic from sea. So basically, cleaning of seas can be done. Then Niaria Alicia Gracie of United States of America has brought life to the historical journey of Sacramento Chinook salmon along the largest watershed of California. And then we have Fatima Al Zaleh of Kuwait, who established EcoStar. EcoStar is a non-profit recycling initiative. Then we have Max Hideglo Quinto of Peru, who founded Yava. These are the seven winners. Then we have UNESCO's 2020 State of Education for India report. This report has been released by UNESCO and it highlights the vision of technical and vocational education in India. Now, in the recent new education policy that India had launched, in that we had talked about technical and vocational education and training. So, UNESCO has developed a strategy for India for implementing this TVET, that how this should be implemented. For that purpose, UNESCO is helping us on that part. So the strategy is along the sustainable development goals, which is for education also. So it has a certain aspects of that also included. Now, what are the recommendations? First of all, creating appropriate ecosystem for trainers, for teachers, for assessors, then focusing on reskilling because we have to learn a lot of things again, of killing and lifelong learning. Then ensure inclusive access, because sometimes when we are creating the strategy or creating the outlay, we forget or we do not include women, disadvantaged learners, and differently abled people. So the strategy should be inclusive of all of them, and then there should be innovative models also which should be there. Local communities should also be supported. Then learners should be placed in the center, that is they should be at the center of vocational education and training program, right? So it should be completely oriented towards learners, as we can say, right? Next, a few one-liners. So first, Maritime Theatre Command of India will be launched in 2021, and it will look after the coastline, about 7,516 kilometer coastline, entire IOR, that is Indian Ocean region, and 1,382 islands. Why was it necessary? It was necessary because of China's ever expanding naval footprint. That is, since in Indian Ocean region, China is expanding its footprint already in their own Pacific waters. They have already done it. So now they're expanding in Indian Ocean region also. So to prevent that or to protect our own territories, MTC is going to be set up, which will have a look over all of these, right? So it will subsume Western Naval Command, Tri-Service Andaman and Nicobar Command, Eastern Command, Southern Air Command, right? So and it will be led by CDS, Chief of Defense Staff. That is, all the others or the chief of other forces are also going to be included in that. Then e-Sanjeevani telemedicine. It has crossed 1 million teleconsultations as of now, and e-Sanjeevani was the first of its kind health service delivering online. So it was started during the times of COVID, and it basically uses two streams in the all state 28 states and union territories, and it was basically that people can call and get health consultations, right? Most number of health consultations were seen in the region of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, right? And as of now, it has crossed 1 million teleconsultations, right? Next, which we have, is Government of India is going to open Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Museum recently. So this is going to be launched in 2022 though, and it will be launched in Kolkata. It will be inaugurated on 125th birth anniversary of Netaji, right? Next is going to be CEO of Prasar Bharati, Shashi Shekhar Vempati. Now, the important person, first of all, is CEO of Prasar Bharati, which is Shashi Shekhar Vempati. And he has been elected as the Vice President of Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union. Now, when we come to the discussion over here, we'll have to have a look at what is Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union and how many members are there and when was it formed. So in 1964, this was formed. In 1964, Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union was formed, of which currently we have 286 members, and these members are spread over in 57 countries and regions. Right. So over here we need to first know who is the CEO of Prasar Bharati, and second of all, who is the CEO of Asia Pacific Broadcasting, which is being common now, that is Shashi Shekhar Vempati. Right. Next is IIT Hyderabad has incubated startup Pure EV. Now this is a startup of IIT Hyderabad students, and it has signed an MOU with CSIR. Why? To develop lithium ion battery technology. As of now, for all the electric vehicles, the lithium ion battery which is being used, that is imported from China. But now India is planning to develop its own so that indigenous production can be done. We don't have to be dependent on China, as well as it will promote Make in India. So for that purpose, an MOU has been signed with CSIR of Pure EV. Pure EV is a startup of IIT Hyderabad students, right? So they are developing their own lithium ion battery technology. Then scientists have found a method to pinpoint where the explosions are coming from and what is causing the sound. Which sounds are we talking about? We are talking about Seneca guns. Now, Seneca guns is basically loud noises, which is like thunder or a cannon being shot. So we don't know what or from where these sounds come from, but these sounds are seen, and it is not only in you can say Carolina region, which we mostly it is seen in North Carolina region for more than 150 years. But it is not only on those areas. Even in India, we hear them in the Ganges region, in Himachal Pradesh region, over River Ganges, on the banks of River Ganges. These are also known as the sky quakes, call them as skyquakes also, and they are heard in Japan, in Australia, in Italy, in Norway, Brazil, India, Java Islands, all the places over here you can see. And there were various theories which were associated with it. That is that there are some, you can say, outer space object explosions that are there, or whatever the reasons were given, but none of them could explain it clearly. But now a method has been developed to pinpoint that. So for that purpose, you must know what Seneca guns sounds are, and in India where it is seen, that is in Himachal Pradesh on the banks of Ganga River. Right. Now, with this, we'll be winding up the session of today, and I hope this has been a wonderful session. So, for more questions on the segment, or you can say if you want to practice more questions, you can download Entri app from Google Play Store. And if you have any doubt regarding any news, or you want to know more about anything, you can put them in the comment section. Do like the video, share the video, and subscribe the channel for everyday updates on that. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful day ahead.